Relax, trust in the Most High, He got your back. Praying fast when you under attack.
All right, shalom, hello. Welcome to the Shad Avad Perspective, right? Where we talk about all kinds of different topics. Now, for today's topic, I'm going to discuss, is Black culture detrimental to Black people? Okay, Shad, what do you mean? Well, I'm not talking about all Black cultures. I'm not talking about African culture. I'm not talking about the culture of Torah. I'm not talking about just in general. I'm speaking of American Black culture, right? The culture that's been instilled since slavery. This culture that we live in today in America as a whole, is that culture detrimental for Black people? That's what I mean. So that's what we're going to be discussing here tonight. So, one thing I want to bring up as far as this topic is that, in my opinion, American Black culture is very detrimental to Black people. And one reason that Black culture is very detrimental to Black people is the fact that we hold on to the same values that was given to us by our oppressor back in slavery. Well, Shah, what do you mean? The main thing Black people focus on today is entertainment. Me as an educator, I've been around a lot of young Black males. And every time I ask a Black male, what do you want to be when you grow up? You know the answer I get 99.9% of the time is a basketball player, football player, or a rapper. I get basketball, football, and rap. Like, without fail. Without fail. Now, when we think about that, look at our culture. Look at the music that's produced. Look at how we live. Look at our mindset as a whole. Our whole lives are predicated around entertainment. If we're not entertained, then we don't want to have anything to do with it. This is why when you have Black people that speak about positive things, speak about the Torah, speak about things of God, speak about positive things, how to build wealth, speak about how to build a righteous family, build an upstanding family. When we talk about, you know, just education and just different and just trying to highlight people that are doing good things in the world other than entertainment or other than sports, things like that don't get a lot of views. Things like that don't get a lot of likes. Things like that don't get a lot of buzz because, quite frankly, Black people do not care about things that will uplift them and get them out of their captivity. And the reason why that is so is because we still have a slave mentality. Now, when we think about this mindset of the Black man always thinking about entertainment and how we can't get out of this mode of entertainment, right? We always got to feel like we got to be entertained, got to be entertained, got to be entertained. We got to be involved in sports. We got to do, rap, and we got to do stuff that has, acting and being in Hollywood. We got to do entertainment. And that's all we care about. Once again, this stems from slavery. So a lot of people don't understand this or know this. Back in slavery, we go back to chattel slavery. Slave owners used to market their slaves by making their slaves get in competition, such as, wrestling, boxing, and whatever sports that were going on during that time, slave owners used to market slaves by having them do sports and physical activity. And this stuff, you can look this up. It's nothing I'm making up. And one thing, as I was looking this up, is that not only did slave owners do this to market slaves and to build value, but slave owners used slaves as form of entertainment to keep slaves docile and keep their minds away from their actual oppression. A lot of people don't know that. Slave owners literally used to keep slaves preoccupied with sports and entertainment just so they can be entertained enough to not think about their captivity. And this is the same thing that's going on today. We've carried that trauma from slavery all the way to now, and we still have the same mindset. We've allowed the oppressor then and now to keep our mind on entertainment, keep our mind on social media, keep our mind on reality shows, keep our mind on violence and drugs and sex, to the point where we don't even think about getting out of our captivity. We become comfortable in our slavery. We become comfortable in being docile. All we care about is entertainment. That's all we care about. That's it. And so when we think about Black culture, look at the music. The message in mainstream Black music, we ain't gonna talk about other cultures. Let's talk about Black music. When we look at R&B, rap, jazz, pop, whatever, the topics are always destructive topics. People are rapping about sex, pimping, prostituting, shooting and killing each other. Like, what other nation of people literally on wax talk about killing each other? Like, we've normalized music about killing each other, stealing each other women, competing with each other. I got more cars than you. I got more chains than you. Like, what about that is constructive or building anything? But this is what's pumped to our kids. This is what is pumped to our people. So when you constantly listen to the music and on TV, all of your idols are playing sports or in some kind of movie, you think this is all you can be. You don't grow up. A lot of Black people, we don't grow up seeing a bunch of doctors, lawyers, scientists, pharmacists, teachers, educators. We don't grow up seeing a lot of these people. We grew up seeing a bunch of entertainment. Once again, this was bred in us since slavery. Slave owners made slaves participating in entertaining things such as dancing and singing and bucking and jiving. They had us doing that. One, it assessed the slave's value. And two, it kept the slave's mind off of their actual captivity. So, just like in the Willie Lynch letters, it worked, hook, line, and sinker. And we have not been able to get out of that mindset since. We still have the same mindset now. Right? All we care about is entertainment. That's it. That's all we care about. And so, Black culture, the slave culture, I ain't even gonna call it Black culture. It's slave culture. Slave culture right, does not breed productivity. You cannot bring generational wealth with it. You can't build a positive generation out of it. There's nothing good that comes out of slave culture, right? But we continuously perpetuate it and want to protect it. For what reason? I don't know why. We should all get together and throw it away. The music, the sports, the stuff going on in Hollywood, throw all this stuff away because it's not good for our people. Even looking at Hollywood, look at the movies. And see, I give other nations credit. When they make movies, they don't just make destructive movies. They can make movies about superheroes, make great kid movies, just good family movies, you know, all kinds of stuff. But for some reason, most of our movies is always hood movies. Hood class is what we call them, right? Fridays and the Men's Societies, you know, um, Juice and Harlem Nights and all these movies that are showing negative images of us all the time. And so once again, when we see these movies, when we listen to the music, when all we do is watch these athletes, right? These are the things that we aspire. Not realizing the things that we are aspiring for is destructive for our people. So you have the people at the top making the money off of the destruction of the people. Then you have the people at the bottom who's looking up to these people, trying to be these people, right? And then when you get there, it's just a cycle of destruction, right? It's just a whole cycle of destruction. Black culture, slave culture does not breed wealth. It's not productive. There's nothing good about it. It's all about stunting, competing with one another. How much I got, how much you don't got. Pimping, prostituting, killing each other. That's the culture. So how can you build a nation when you're destroying each other? Always competing with each other. Everybody got egos. Everybody know everything. And that's the crazy thing about black culture is that it's so ingrained in us that even when we wake up and we come to the light, so to speak, and we cross over from thugging and gang banging and being ratchet, and we cross over to walking in, whether it's Torah or being a Muslim, whatever we walk in, we take the slave mentality over with us to the other side. Now we become super scholars. We become know-it-alls. We compete with each other on this side. Everybody got egos. Everybody trying to be teachers. Can't nobody learn because everybody got to be teachers, right? So we take that same competitive, egotistical bravado from the slave culture and we bring it over to a culture that's supposed to be productive. And now we turn this stuff over here. Now we're making this stuff unproductive because now we bring the slave mentality from this side and bring it to this side. So these are just a few things to consider. I just wanted to shed light. It's just something that was on my mind. So just put something down in the comments about something that you want me to talk about next. Let me know in the comments what you think about this video. Just I'm willing to dialogue. I'm willing to talk about it. It's all good. It's just my perspective. It's not about being right or wrong. It's just me giving my perspective. And hopefully I can shed some light and maybe I have some gems that maybe you can glean from, right? So that's what it's all about, gleaning from each other, learning from each other, being able to dialogue with each other, right? So with that being said, you know, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, right? Get a part of the team, man. It's a shot about perspective, man. Be a part of the team. Let's go. All right. So, peace, shalom, I holla.